Morning, children. So we had a very long and extended holidays, and it is a time for us to be back with our books, right? So before we start our lesson, we have a small prayer. Let's pray. We should pray to God because He had been very kind throughout this difficult time, and He had given us a lot of things like the nature around us, the natural things in that, the plants, the hills, the mountains, the birds, the animals, the flowers, the fruits, everything that we enjoy on this earth is His. Every morning when we wake up and when we look outside, whatever we see around us is given by God the Great, the Almighty. Okay, so before we start anything, we usually have a habit of offering a prayer, as it is the case in English lessons also. Here, in this lesson, we have a small prayer, and we'll start with this prayer, right?
Let's pray. I look at the bright sun rays and smile. A new day has begun and I think a while. The lofty mountains and each tiny stone, the big oceans and little dewdrops all shone. Sunshine has flooded every nook and corner of this world. All creatures and even tiny butterflies with wings unfurled. Look at the sky and praise God every eve and morn for peace and beauty that exist here in various forms. I join them and bow my head, for the world belongs to all, as the wise said. We can never praise God enough in our words. Be life smooth going or tough on the traded roads.
So now we have prayed and we have thanked Him for all that He has provided for us on this earth. And now we are going to the lesson. So we know there are different kinds of festivals. We have learned about these festivals and all in our younger classes. And religious festivals are there, national festivals are there also. No? So which are the national festivals? One, Independence Day, that happens on August 15. Second, Republic Day, which falls on January 26. So these two are major or the national festivals that we have, right? So our national festivals are Independence Day, which is on August 15th every year, and Republic Day, which is on 26th of January every year. Now, how do we celebrate these national festivals? Say, for example, Independence Day. We go to our school in the morning, well dressed, and there will be some guests will be there. Okay, there is an assembly, and in assembly there will be a gust, and this gust will hoist the national flag. We will sing our national song, not a national song. Our principal will talk to us, give us a message. The chief guest who has come to attend the program will give us a message. Some teachers also may give us some messages. Then some of the friends, our classmates, or schoolmates will perform some programs on national integrity and all. At the end, we will all sing national anthem together, and there will be some sweet distribution, chocolates or sweets or something like that, and we disperse. Isn't it? Right. So, whom do we remember on these occasions? Or when the headmaster or the chief guest or the teachers, when they give us the messages, whom do we remember in that? We remember the freedom fighters. So what do you mean by freedom fighter? A freedom fighter is a person who had actively participated in the freedom movement of India. Okay, India was ruled by the British people for a long time, and we had to suffer a lot. For around 100 plus years, more than 100 years, our people struggled to get ourselves freed from the hands of these British people. Right? A lot of people like Bhagat Singh or Chandrasekhar Azad or Lala Lajpat Rai. So there are a few people to name. There are very few people to name. Even before them we had Rani Lakshmi Bai. Isn't it? So those kinds of people, they gave their life, they sacrificed their life in the fight against the British. Okay? So these people, we know the names of a very few people, but there are thousands of people whose name we do not know. Right? The names of thousands of people who followed, these are just leaders. They led the people ahead. Like Mahatma Gandhi or Jawaharlal Nehru or Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, they were the people who came after them. It was under the leadership of these people we gained our freedom. Okay, so we remember the great people like whom we said like Bhagat Singh or Chandrasekhar Azad or Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose or even Tanveer Topi or Rani Lakshmi Bai, who gave their life, who sacrificed their life for the freedom of our nation. Because we should remember them, we should respect them every time. We should know about them, then only we can start respecting them, because they sacrificed their lives, they gained the freedom for India, and that is why we people are now able to live with this kind of a freedom on India. Right? We people are able to live freely in this country of India because those people, they sacrificed their life for the noble reason of gaining freedom for our country. Okay? So now, we have a girl called Tara. We have a girl called Tara in this lesson. Her grandmother, who is a very old lady now, was once a freedom fighter. When she was a small girl, she participated in the freedom movement. Okay, now she is expressing some of her experiences with her Tara. In this experience, the grandmother of Tara, is explaining about one particular person, and our lesson today is about this freedom fighter, Aruna Asif Ali. That's our lesson. Aruna Asif Ali. Aruna Asif Ali, the freedom fighter. So what's the lesson that we are going to learn today? It's Aruna Asif Ali, the freedom fighter. So it was as usual on August 15th, an Independence Day, and these celebrations like a flag hoisting and the people gathering and the people giving messages, these are given not only in schools, in common centers are there, like junctions are there. So some areas will be there. So for one particular area, there will be one particular place where they do these kinds of things. So in their area where Tara and her grandmother was living, they organized this Independence Day celebration there, and they invited Tara's grandmother as a chief guest. Why Tara's grandmother was invited as a chief guest? Because she was once a participant in the freedom movement. So she was a freedom fighter once, when she was a small girl. Right? So Tara's grandmother, being a freedom fighter once, she was invited to hoist the flag. Hoist means what? Yeah, to raise the flag on a pole is called hoisting. Okay? So her grandmother was called there, invited there as a chief guest. She went there, she hoisted the flag. The people sung the national anthem, Jana Gana Mana Adinayake Jai He. They saluted the flag, they did everything and gave some message also. Okay? She spoke about the importance of how this younger generation has to take care or respect the elders or the freedom fighters, how they struggled during the time of freedom movement and all, and they distributed the sweets and they came back. Right? Tara and her grandmother, they were going back to the home. At that time, Tara had a doubt. So Tara asked her doubt to her grandmother. She said, "Grandmother, your message was very good, fantastic, and but I have a question. Who inspired you to join this freedom movement?" So she asked, "Who inspired you to join freedom movement?" Even we do follow the same, no? We follow, some people get inspired by their parents, some people get inspired by their uncles or aunts or somebody like that. Some people get inspiration from players or people like Sachin Tendulkar or Sourav Ganguly or players like that, Sania Mirza or Saina Nehwal or PV Sindhu. They become sports persons. Some people take inspiration from movie actors to become movie actors. So even we do the same thing. So at that time when Tara's grandmother was a small girl, she also might have taken inspiration from somebody and she too might have followed the steps of those people to become a freedom fighter. Right? So she asked the question, who did inspire you to become a freedom fighter? And Tara's grandmother said it was Aruna Asaf Ali. Okay, so who inspired Tara's grandmother to become a freedom fighter? It was Aruna Asaf Ali. So Aruna Asaf Ali is a very famous freedom fighter. She is an educationalist. She was a social activist who worked for the welfare of women and all, and she was the first lady mayor of Delhi Corporation also. We have a corporation with the mayors and all. Yeah, Delhi was a corporation, and the Delhi Corporation's first mayor was Aruna Asaf Ali. So when Tara's grandmother said it was Aruna Asaf Ali who inspired me to become a freedom fighter, Tara got curious. How did she inspire you? What is that thing that is famous or that curious that made you follow the steps of Aruna Asaf Ali? So now Tara's grandmother started saying Tara about Aruna Asaf Ali. Okay? So we too will follow the steps of Tara's grandmother, and we too will learn about her grandmother. Right? Aruna Asaf Ali. So Aruna Asaf Ali was born not as Aruna Asaf Ali. When she was born, Aruna Asaf Ali was born on 16th July 1908. Okay, so Aruna was born on 16th July 1908 1908, and when she was born, she was named as Aruna Ganguly. Okay, so she belonged to the family of, it's a surname, Ganguly is actually the surname, right? So she was named as Aruna Ganguly, And she was born at Kalka. Is a region in the state of Punjab. Okay, so Aruna Asaf Ali was born as Aruna Ganguly on 16th July 1908 at Kalka, Punjab, in a Bengali family. Bengali Brahmo family. So they are basically Bengalis. Bengalis means, yeah, people from West Bengal. Ganguly is a common surname for people who are in West Bengal. That's why we have Saurav Ganguly. He is also from Calcutta, West Bengal. Na? Yeah. So Aruna Ganguly was born on 16th July 1908 at a place called Kalka in Punjab, and she was born in a Bengali Brahmo family. Means their family were basically from Bengal, West Bengal, and it was a Brahmo family. What do you mean by Brahmo family? Yeah, we know there was a freedom fighter called Rajaram Mohan Roy. There was a freedom fighter called Rajaram Mohan Roy, and he was a person who fought for the rights of women, who stopped the sati system, who encouraged widow marriages, who encouraged the women education, did a lot of things. And so as to spread his ideologies, he started an organization called Brahma Samaj. He started an organization called Brahma Samaj, and those people who believed in those concepts were known as Brahmos. Right? So the Bengali family where Aruna Ganguly was born actually believed in the concepts of Brahma Samaj. Okay? They usually believed, they believed, means women should get education, they are not bound to be held at home and do the household works, right? They should have the right to do the job and take care of the family. Okay? Women empowerment we call it. We call it women empowerment. Okay? So the family where Aruna Ganguly was born, they believed in these concepts. They believed in these concepts, and that is why they are known as a Bengali Brahmo family. Right? So Aruna Asaf Ali was born as Aruna Ganguly. So her initial name was Aruna Ganguly. Okay? She was born on 16th July 1908. She was born in Kalka, Punjab. Maybe her father was working there. Maybe. Then she belonged to a Bengali family. So as they believed in Brahma Samaj policies, Aruna Asaf Ali got a good education. She did her education in two places. The first place is Lahore. Now Lahore is a place in Pakistan. We know India was divided into India and Pakistan after the freedom, means it happened in 1947, isn't it? So India was divided into Pakistan, India and East Pakistan. Now we call it Bangladesh in 1947. But when she was a child, when Aruna Asaf Ali was a child, means in 1908 and all, it was all a single region. Right from Pakistan, entire India, including Bangladesh, everything was a single region. Okay, so she was in Punjab. She was born in Punjab. Her family was in Punjab, and Lahore lies very close to Punjab province, Punjab region. In Pakistan also we have a Punjab region, right? So Lahore was very close to them. So she went for schooling in Lahore. And her further education she had in Nainital. Right? She had in Nainital. So what is Nainital? Yeah, Tal in Hindi means lake. Okay? So in Uttarakhand there is a region called a lake, which is actually given as an offering for a goddess called Naini. So the lake of goddess Naini is what is called as Nainital. It is a place actually. It's a valley. It's a very beautiful place, and obviously a most important tourist attraction also. A very important tourist attraction in that region, especially North India. Okay, a lot of people go there as a tourism purpose, and there are good number of schools also, educational institutions also, from long ago itself. So as such, she had her education in Lahore, which is now in Pakistan, and in Nainital, which is in Uttarakhand. Okay, so after completing her education, she started to work as a teacher in a school in West Bengal, Calcutta. Okay, earlier it was called Calcutta, now it is known as Kolkata. Okay, so earlier it was known as Calcutta, like our Culcutta. Now it is known as Kolkata. Right? Now it is known as Kolkata. So when she was working there, and then she got married. So whom did she marry? She married a person called Asaf Ali. She married a person called Asaf Ali, and she married Asaf Ali in 1928. So she was born at 1908 and she got married at 1928, means she was just 20 years old at that time. She was just 20 years old. So Asaf Ali was an active member in Indian National Congress. She was an active, Asaf Ali, he was active in the Indian National Congress. Okay, he was a very active participant of Indian National Congress. Now, what is Indian National Congress? Indian National Congress was an association which was organized for the purpose of getting our freedom. Okay, different kinds of movements were happening in different parts of India, but they were not joined. Some people are fighting here, some people are fighting there, some people are fighting elsewhere. So Indian National Congress was actually formed in 1885. Okay, and the purpose of this organization was nothing else but to bring all the fighters on a common platform. They will have some understanding in among them. Okay, so what is happening in our area, what is happening in your area, how we have to fight against it. So they will discuss, they will organize some programs, and then they will fight against the British. Okay, so Asaf Ali was a prominent figure as far as the Indian freedom movement was concerned, as he participated very actively in the Indian National Congress. It was after the marriage, Aruna Ganguly became Aruna Asaf Ali. Okay, so she added the name of her husband Asaf Ali along with her name, and she became Aruna Asaf Ali. Now, Asaf Ali was an active participant in the National Freedom Movement, and she got inspired by him. She might have got the stories or what is happening around the place in India, what is happening in different parts, how the people are struggling, why these kind of educated people like Aruna or Asaf Ali or some other people, why they have to come forward and lead the movement. Okay, so Asaf Ali used to tell these kinds of things to Aruna, and Aruna also got inspired, and she too joined the Indian National Congress as an active member. Active member means what? Yeah, they do go out and participate in these kinds of movements. So what kind of movements are happening there? A lot of movements are happening. Every day there will be protests will be happening, rallies will be happening on the streets. When the British people are trying to sell something that they bring from their country, we will stop them, and they will be attacked by the British police, because British police won't allow them to do these kinds of things. Right? Sometimes what happens, these people will be arrested, they will be thrashed, they will be killed, but they are not afraid of these kinds of things that they had to face in their life. They are not afraid. They got thrashed today, but by evening they will organize another program, and the next day morning again they will be on the road. Again the police will be coming on horseback, and they will make the horse to kick these people. They use long sticks to thrash the people. They even fire shots at them and kill them. Thousands of people have died, but still more and more people came out of it. Because they all had only one particular aim, and that was freedom of India. Right? So Aruna Asaf Ali, inspired by her husband Asaf Ali, came forward and joined Indian National Congress and started working as an active partner. Clear? Now, it was a time when Mahatma Gandhi was leading these movements against the British. You know Mahatma Gandhi, Bapuji? Yeah, he is considered as the father of our nation. He was leading Indian National Congress, and he was actually leading all kinds of movements against the British. So in 1930, he organized Dandi March. Dandi March means what? All the way from Sabarmati to the Dandi coastal area, he walked along with the people, and he brought salt water from the sea and made salt out of it. Okay? Because the British people were trying to sell their products over here, and we make our product, they sell it and they get the profit. Gandhiji said, no, we will make our own things. Whatever we need to live over here, we will make our own things. So the first thing was that to make salt. Make salt for our purpose, and we use the same salt. We won't buy salt from the British. Okay, that was known as a Dandi March. Right? Salt Satyagraha we call it. So then in 1942, Quit India movement. Quit means go away. Quit India means go away from India. Thousands and thousands of people hit the road. They demanded the people to get out of our country. Right? So he organized these kinds of movements like the Dandi March and Quit India movement. And Aruna Asaf Ali became famous with her action in 1942. So 1942 was when we organized the Quit India movement against the British. Okay? Quit India movement means we asked the British people to move out of our country. So what these people decided was that they have designed a flag for Indian National Congress. Right? So Indian National Congress was a huge organization at that time, and they had their own flag also. So what they decided was that at Mumbai, in Bombay means now Mumbai. It's changed. The name is changed into Mumbai. Okay. Now in Bombay, they will hoist the flag of Indian National Congress. So at that time, it was a big crime kind of a thing. The British people will never allow these kinds of things to happen anywhere in India. They won't allow. If you say Vande Mataram or Bharat Mata Ki Jai, they will thrash you like anything. They will thrash you out. Then, if you hoist our flag, what will happen? What will happen? If they won't kill us, it's a great thing. So the biggest challenge on that particular movement in 1942, the Quit India movement, was who will hoist the flag in Bombay. So Bombay is a big city even at that time. A lot of people will get gathered there. A lot of British police people also will be there, and they will have anything and everything including gun. And it won't be a wonder if they won't shoot you down. If they shoot you down, it's not a wonder. They have done it earlier, no? In 1919, they did the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Isn't it? So they won't dare to do, they are ready to do anything. They are ready to do anything. So Haruna Asaf Ali came forward to take the challenge of hoisting the flag at Bombay. When in 1942, the Quit India movement happened. In 1942, when the Quit India movement was happening in India, Haruna Asaf Ali hoisted the flag of Indian National Congress at Bombay, and she became a heroine. She became a heroine. Now, she became famous, and even she, just because of this particular thing that she did during that Quit India movement in Bombay, she was called the Grand Old Lady of Independence Movement. Okay? The Grand Old Lady of Independence Movement. So, Haruna Asaf Ali is known as the Grand Old Lady of Independence because she dared to hoist the flag of Indian National Congress in Mumbai or Bombay when the Quit India movement happened. After that, she got actively participating in improving the standards of women. Right? So, to getting them educated, to make the parents convinced that they should send their children, the girl children, to school. They should not be bound out in the house. They should be allowed to do some jobs. They should be allowed to travel. If the husband dies, they should be encouraged to get married again, not to waste a life like that. A lot of things. And for all these kinds of things that she had done during her life, she was acknowledged by the people, the country, or even the worldwide associations many times. Okay? So, what were the major achievements that Haruna Asaf Ali had gained for her selfless activities for the humanity, especially women? The first one was the International Lenin Peace Prize. It was offered to her in 1964. So she was awarded with the International Peace Prize. Peace means peacefulness. Everything quiet, calm, controlling without any calamities and agitations and all. Okay, that is known as a peace. So as to encourage the movements which spread peacefulness without any violence and all, there is an international award which is named after Lenin, who was a leader of Russia. Okay, so the International Lenin Peace Prize was given to her in 1964. Okay. In 1991, she was awarded the Jawaharlal Nehru Prize for International Understanding. Okay, it's another prize which is actually given for the efforts that these people take to spread peacefulness among the countries. Okay, these people, see, these leaders were actually following the footprints of Mahatma Gandhi. Purely Mahatma Gandhi, where violence takes the last part. There is no position for violence in the protest. Peacefulness. Everything will be possible through peacefulness. That's a policy, nothing else. Okay? So, she had her efforts in spreading this program throughout the world even. So, she was acknowledged for her efforts in that. Right? In 1992, the government of India recognized her efforts either during the freedom struggle or even after that, or whatever she had done for the greatness of the people around her. So all these activities that she had been doing for the greatness or for the improvement of the people around her was seen, observed, recognized by the government of India, and we, the government of India, presented her with the Padma Vibhushan. So what is Padma Vibhushan? This is the second greatest civilian honor. Civilian means the common people. Common people. So, common people in the sense for army people, for the soldiers, the Jawans or the army, they have got their own different awards, like a Paramveer Chakra kind of stuffs. Okay, these people, ordinary people won't be counted for that. They are kept only for those category in military. Okay, these are the common people, the other ordinary people who lives in the country. So because of for the efforts that they take, or because or for the kind of service or greatness that they have done for the society, they are often awarded with these kinds of positions. So in 1992, she was awarded with the Padma Vibhushan. The government of India recognized her efforts with the Padma Vibhushan. It's not just that. In 1997, our government recognized her with the Bharat Ratna. Bharat Ratna. Ratna means, diamond, a very precious gemstone. So such kind of a gemstone for the entire nation. Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor. Okay. A recognition that a common man, non-military people living in India can achieve is a Bharat Ratna. Below that is a Padma Vibhushan. Below that is a Padma Vibhushan. Okay? So, it comes like that. So, in 1992, she was recognized with the Padma Vibhushan, and in 1997, she was awarded with the Bharat Ratna. Okay? So, all these years, since she joined the Indian National Congress, say something around 1930, she had been engaged with a lot of activities for the empowerment of women, improving the standards of women and all. Right? So, just because of those efforts and whatever she had done for the nation, she was awarded with the Padma Vibhushan and Bharat Ratna. She was such a great personality. So, India got freedom, she continued with her activities, and meanwhile somewhere she felt the communist ideologies are better than the policies of Indian National Congress. Because Indian National Congress was basically formed for the purpose of organizing the people so that we can have an organized movement against the British. Just that much. Okay, after getting freedom, it became more political in nature. So she was not much interested in that, and she thought it's better to follow some other ideologies. So she got separated from Indian National Congress, and she followed communist policies. Okay. Communist party means what? It is a party which originated in Russia, when the people there moved against the rulers there. Okay, they believe in a kind of equality for all people in the nation. Right? So she followed that ideology for a while. She followed a communist party for a while, but she came back to Congress in 1965. She came back to Congress in 1965. Then she became the mayor of a Delhi corporation, and she became the first lady mayor for the Delhi corporation. And she became the first lady mayor for the Delhi corporation. Okay? And this great life came to an end. A lot of incidents, a lot of experience, a lot of efforts, who has changed the life of thousands of ladies in India or even abroad. The full stop for this life happened in 1996. In 1996, she breathed her last, or she died in the year 1996. Okay, so Tara's grandmother said all these stories about Aruna Asaf Ali to her granddaughter Tara. And as they were walking, Tara suddenly remembered something. Tara was excited. Tara said, Grandma, last time when we went to watch a movie, we heard somebody saying we have crossed Aruna Asaf Ali Marg. Marg means road. Okay, so one particular road in Delhi region is actually named after Aruna Asaf Ali. We often name in the name of Mahatma Gandhi or Nehru's tree, we call it, isn't it? So in respect or in reverence towards those people, we name some regions or some roads or some areas after these people. Okay, so in the same way, when Tara along with her parents went to watch a movie, they crossed to this region called Aruna Asaf Ali Marg. So she said, yeah, I remember. So we all people remember Aruna Asaf Ali because of the efforts that she had taken towards empowering women and improving the standards of women all over India, even abroad. Then Tara was excited and Tara said, okay grandma, once when I grow up, I too will do some great things like that and I will make you proud. You will be proud to say that that girl, Tara, who did these kinds of things is my granddaughter. I will make you proud to tell that Tara is my granddaughter. Okay, so just like that, they told about Aruna Asaf Ali. They walked back. Tara learned a lot about her. And her grandmother told, I used to read a lot of books about her. So when we read books, we definitely come to know a lot about these kinds of people. Their greatness, what they have done, how much they have suffered. Okay, so all these things we do come to know when we study about them, when we read about them. So Tara's grandmother had this habit of reading a lot when she was a child. Okay, there was no TV at that time when she was a child, there was no TV. So she read a lot of books, she read a lot of articles about her in some newspapers or magazines or something like that. And when she knew more about Aruna Asaf Ali, she got inspired. She too decided, just like now what Tara said, I too should do something for the nation. Okay, and that was the reason she joined the freedom movement, and that is how she became a freedom fighter. Okay, so this is the lesson part, and now we will go for the exercise part, right?